Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paulo here, and today we have a coffee request. If you want to request a video, click over here or go over to Buy Me Coffee. Link is in the pinned comments. Thank you for your support, and let's see. This request today comes from Ozzy Deb, who says, here is another one from Gurrumul with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra at the Opera House in 2008. Truly inspiring. He is the only person to have an album in totally indigenous language go straight to #1, really, in the ARIAS charts in 2018. Unfortunately, he passed in 2017 after taking 4 years to write and finish the album. Also, he never saw it go to #1 in the charts. His daughter Jasmine accepted the award for him. For some trivia, there are over 250 indigenous languages, including 800 dialects. Feel and enjoy the spirit of this performance. The performance starts at 1 minute. Okay. So, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's go straight to the performance. Remembering a National Treasure.
We met on his island in 1996. I went out there with a guitarist called Cal Williams, who had been in Yothi Indi and used to look after Gurrumul a lot because he was in Yothi Indi for 7 years. They brought him into the room, and you just immediately are struck by this aura or presence that you're not expecting. And yeah, that happened to me too. When you go to his community of 3,000 people, everyone has kind of had something to do with his upbringing. They all revere and revered Gurrumul so much. When you're then the person entrusted with looking after him, it's kind of quite a big responsibility, and a lot of people are watching. I would try and focus more on the friendship. Yeah, everything's about the relationship. A lot of things are based on humour in our career. Gurrumul's asked me to speak for him because he's slack. People don't know how to react. Whether they're supposed to laugh or have a good time or sit in some kind of reverence. The humour thing was really great fun and a great tool. Gurrumul's a Cat supporter, I'm a Hawk supporter, and at half time the scores were level. If anyone gets range in the hall,
he's laughing.
And they want to yell out the score, feel free. We didn't want to make another record like the first one. You know, we wanted to go further, and he wanted to go into traditional land.
So it was the first time
wow.
that we tried some of these traditional ceremonial songs with.
So basically, this was his last ever album, and he decided to go and do something more traditional. Wow, that is so cool. Welcome. Hi, I'm a new subscriber. What's your name? Welcome. 안녕하세요.
A big orchestra. It sort of felt like this nexus between his first albums and then, sadly, the last album of new material.
This was his last gift to the world.
You'll notice the style of a lot of this is quite repetitive, and that was intentional because First Nations culture, it's an oral culture, so people learn from repetition. I really wanted the compositions to be reflecting the traditional life.
It was really kind of a reimagining of those songs and the colors that could come out of really his voice, and of course the stories he was telling. And I think that was a really special thing for the audience to have a real journey. It was a very special event. There was also the film components which explained the context of Gurrumul's life and his family spoke. I think people glimpsed something about not just Gurrumul, but about the life in Elcho Island, a really different perspective of what Australia is. It was much more.
Is that where there's the biggest concentration of indigenous, Elcho Island? But wait, I was under the impression that this was a song. Let me read the request again. Here is another one of Gurrumul with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. Oh, okay. I thought it was a song.
Life in Elko
It's
Island,
more of
a
a
really
interview.
different perspective of what Australia is. It was much more than just music.
He's making a bridge. He's talking about our dignity. He's identifying ourselves to the world. To me, it is a hidden treasure.
Having the Opera House and the SSO all coming together felt like the only way that we could do justice to everything properly in a matter of respect.
It really did feel like the concert held time in a very special way. Gurrumul is such an important figure in Australian musical history with his more contemporary songs, but also his singing of the Manichae, the ceremonial song cycles. He really inhabited both those musical worlds with such intensity.
He was really special. What he was able to contribute feels really significant. His persona, his energy, his voice, it'll be around forever.
Wow. His first name was Joffrey. Joffrey Gurrumul Yunupingu. Wow, guys. That was a nice tribute. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a performance, but it was more than that. It was a tribute about his life and, you know, just remembering a national treasure of Australia. A nice episode of that. Wow. That is beautiful, isn't it, guys? The description says Gurrumul, an extraordinary musician, friend, and national treasure. One of Australia's most acclaimed and beautiful voices. Gurrumul's performances at the Opera House will remain forever in our hearts. Wow. That was... It's a very powerful thing that his last album was all about tradition and what he wanted to give back to, you know, to the people. So it was literally his last gift to Australia. Dang, that is something, if you think about it, it's really touching. It's really powerful, isn't it? Thank you for showing me this Aussie Deb. If you guys want to request a video like Aussie Deb did, go over to Buy Me Coffee, click over here. Or if you want to see more Australia reactions, click over here. Take care now. Bye-bye.